When you think about any company, big or small, what is it that really makes it tick? It's the business processes. They are the operational DNA that turns a great idea into something real. But what happens when that DNA starts to break down? When the very systems that are supposed to create value just start to fall apart? And that leads to this huge question, one that probably keeps a lot of managers up at night. You've been there, right? You've got the perfect strategy, the A-team, a plan detailed down to the last comma, but the second it actually has to work in the real world, it just crumbles. So today, we're going to break down exactly why that happens, and more importantly, we're going to talk about a framework that can actually fix it. You ready? Let's dive. So here's our game plan. First, we'll pinpoint the core problem with that old-school static way of thinking. Then, we'll introduce the solution, this continuous six-stage life cycle. We're going to walk through the whole thing, how you build the blueprint, how you take it for a test drive, how you launch it, and then the really cool part, how you take what you learn to make it better and better, completing the loop. Okay, let's get right to the heart of the problem. For decades, we've treated business processes like an old paper roadmap. You draw it out once, print it, and just kind of hope the roads never change. But we all know that's just not how the world works anymore. This slide really nails the contrast. See, the old way, that static workflow, it was fine, I guess, for a more stable, predictable time. But today, in a world that changes by the minute, it's just too brittle. It shatters under pressure. The new way is all about thinking of a process as a living, adaptive system. It's not a paper map. It's a GPS that reroutes in real time. It's built for the chaos and uncertainty that we all have to deal with. So how in the world do we build these adaptive systems? Well, the answer is to stop thinking in a straight line with a finish. Instead, we need to start thinking in a continuous, never-ending loop. Let's take a look at what that means. And here it is. This is the business process life cycle. See how it's not a straight line from start to finish? We move from design to model, then simulate, execute, and monitor. But here's the absolute most critical part, that little arrow looping back, optimization. It feeds everything we learn right back into the design phase. This isn't some project with an end date, it's a perpetual engine for getting better. To put it really simply, this is a huge shift in thinking. We're not talking about another management fad here. This is about building organizations that can actually thrive, not just when everything's going smoothly, but especially when things get unpredictable and messy. All right, let's dig into the first phase of the loop and see how this all comes together. It all starts with the blueprint, the design and model stages. This is where we take a big strategic goal and start turning it into a real operational plan. You see, a good design is about way more than just a clever workflow on a whiteboard. It has to be grounded in reality. Before you even think about moving forward, you have to ask these tough questions. Technologically, can we even do this? Financially, can we afford it? Environmentally, does it align with our goals? Socially, can our teams actually perform it without burning out? And of course, is it legal? If you get a no on any of these, the process is dead in the water before it even begins. Now, once we're confident the design is feasible, we model it. And this step is so important because it gets rid of all the ambiguity. I mean, think about it. How many projects go off the rails because different departments have completely different ideas of what's supposed to happen? Modeling creates that single source of truth, making sure that everyone and every system is on the exact same page. So, we've got our clear model, but we don't just hit the go button yet. Oh no. First, we take it for a test drive. Welcome to the simulation phase. I absolutely love this quote. It just perfectly sums up the power of this stage. Simulation is our lab. It's our playground. It lets us throw everything we can in our process, stress test it, find the bottlenecks, see where it breaks, all without risking a single dollar or upsetting a single customer. It's where we get to fail safely and learn cheaply. And this chart just brilliantly shows the payoff. Finding a problem during a simulation might cost you a few hours of an analyst's time, but finding that same problem after you've already launched, whoa, that could cost millions, not to mention the damage to your reputation. Simulation basically flips the cost of learning from painfully high to incredibly low. Okay, our plan is solid, the simulation went great. Now, it's go time. We are officially moving out of planning and testing and into action and learning. It's time to execute and monitor. Look, no matter how amazing your planning is, execution is always the ultimate test. This is where all of our careful theories and assumptions get validated or completely blown up by the messy, unpredictable real world.
But this is also where we get the hard data we need to actually learn and get better.
And this is exactly why monitoring is so critical. We're not just letting the process run on its own. We're actively watching it. We're constantly comparing what we thought would happen against what's actually happening in real time. So when we see things start to drift, like the average time creeping up or error rates spiking, boom, an alert goes off. It's the difference between just looking at reports at the end of the month and having real active awareness. So those alerts from the monitoring phase, they're the fuel for the final, and maybe most important stage of the loop, optimization and redesign. This is where we turn those insights into real action. Let's just walk through how this works. Okay, so step 1. Our monitoring system flags that error rates are way too high. Step 2, we dive in and analyze the data, and we find there's one specific step in the process that's confusing everybody. Step 3, action. We redesign that one step to make it crystal clear. And then, step 4, just like that, we're right back at the beginning of the life cycle, ready to model and test our new, improved version. The loop is complete.
So, why does all this matter? What's the big payoff?
Well, this life cycle isn't just some operational tool, it's a massive strategic advantage. It forces everyone to stop thinking in their little departmental silos and start thinking about how value gets delivered from end to end. It means we can stop making decisions based on gut feelings and start using actual evidence. And maybe most importantly, it builds resilience. It creates organizations that don't just survive change, but actually get stronger because of it. It creates a real culture of continuous improvement.
So, I want to leave you with this one critical question. Is your organization built to learn, or is it just built to repeat? Are your processes designed to adapt and evolve, or are they stuck in the past, just hoping that the world will stop changing? Because honestly, the answer to that question is going to define your future.